Hi, and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy night to join me. I really do appreciate that. I'm not sure what day it is today. I think it's Sunday. I'm pretty sure it's Sunday. Anyways, tonight we're going to be talking about different types of both good and bad things, but like in and of themselves the same thing. And I constantly end up here. You feel me? Like, it doesn't really matter, like, the kind of research you do or the beliefs that you have or, even modern day science. It all just seems to go to the same sort of, piece of garbage, honestly. But, and just thinking about that, like, just recently, a few days ago, new research now indicates that taurine is maybe possibly probably a direct link to like the progression of leukemia and various different types of different kinds of bone marrow diseases. Again, fact check what I say. These are impromptu speeches. I just sort of like report what I read, but I'm sure that I can be wrong, so I'm just saying that leukemia has now just been linked to like the whole like high dosage usage of taurine. Now, taurine is an extremely helpful antioxidant, and in mitochondrial type of things, just from my recollection of what I read, it really does help, and there are lots of tangible benefits to taurine as well. But just studies, reflect this in that the oral digestion of taurine, like via pills and stuff, not like through your Monster energy drink, which I'm guilty of. I just couldn't get away from energy drinks, so I went sugar free. I thought that would do it, but it doesn't. Anything and everything that tastes good is apparently bad. Or is it? And that's what I want to talk about tonight. I really want to talk about how most things in life can both be just extremely good for you and also extremely bad for you. I mean, on one hand, you have leukemia, with the example given, like with taurine, and the other hand, you have an extremely helpful antioxidant that has been proven clinically to help different kinds of people with certain disorders have more energy and moreover be able to use that energy to like do exercises and stay fit and so forth. So there's a lot of different things in life that just are exactly like this, just exactly like that, however you say it. I try to be really like articulate with what I say, but again, forgive a guy for trying to talk about something on the spot and not doing the perfect job. I was going through some old videos earlier, and boy, I tell you, I'm hoping that I'm aging well. That's all that I want to do in life at this point. Is just age gracefully, I suppose. And that all starts with really evaluating things in life. And so let's think about other stuff in life that is both good and bad for you, both in a serious way and in a not so serious way. Just off the top of my head, I now know, common sense told me, but now modern day science backs up the evidence that zero alcohol consumption over the course of your life is always the best way, and it does, in fact, probably increase your lifespan, meaning that there is no health benefit ever. There's no health benefit directly linked to a single glass of wine every night or a shot of whiskey every single night or anything at all like that. To each his own. People live their lives, but just on the kind of larger surface of things, that's something that I think we should all accept. I mean, moreover, Gen Z and Alpha aren't really like heading on over to empty out the liquor store. I mean, studies have indicated, and it's started with millennials, that just people don't drink as much anymore, and at least not here in America. And I think that's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. And that's what I'm saying. And it's just because alcohol can be a good thing. It can help you experience a good time in a responsible way, given the right circumstance in life with the safe environment surrounding you. There are responsible ways to quote, enjoy, close quote, things that are recreational in nature. I mean, just like people are sitting around getting caffeinated at your local coffee shop, that might even be more dangerous, right? And that's just another example is like caffeine. It's good for you, it's bad for you. People that get interviewed that are over 100 years old claim that they have never had a cup of coffee. People that live beyond 100 claim that they've had a single cup of coffee every day. Again, I just think that it comes down to balance. Honestly, I think at the end of the day, anything and everything in life comes down to responsible decision making, even in like irresponsible sorts of circumstances, right? Just because ideally, yeah, you probably would just be better off not having a cup of coffee at all, at any point in your whole life. I get it. I think that maybe be better, right? It would maybe, well, not maybe, it would probably be better. Again, who am I to say? I'm just saying that, like, if a person doesn't ever drink coffee and they've never drank alcohol or anything like it never smoked or anything, then, like, yeah, if, things that they can't control don't take them out and they just end out naturally, I think they may have probably enjoyed a better, healthy physical life. I don't know. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm a nobody. We've now spent 6 minutes of our collective lives listening to the dichotomy of how most things in life can both either be good and bad, maybe sometimes both at the same time. This is just, the circumstances that we make, which is why it's so important to have a good attitude. And in fact, it's not important, it's crucial to understanding the ups and downs and the ins and outs of things that happen to us in our daily lives. So, yeah, I think it's kind of important to discuss some other things on the improv spot that are both good and bad all at the same time. Sex. Sex is another one, okay? And, this is talk about your Carl Jung, talk about your Freudian, talk about your Bernays, talk about like how sex sells. It doesn't really matter. I've never met anyone that doesn't enjoy sex. This is the thing. Like, I think that's something that we're not just supposed to do scientifically, right? I think we don't just wake up saying, hey, like, your mind isn't, like, I know that for me, right, even as a 37-year-old man, I'm not waking up with my mind being the one directing me saying, like, hey, like, it's time, buddy, I'm just saying, right, for those of us still fortunate enough to have those, very special morning moments, I'm just saying that, like, sex can both be a good and a bad thing if you do it responsibly and you practice safe sex and your best self, and in whatever way, whether like you're promiscuous or just to yourself, or or just with your partner. I mean, there's so many different ways that one can express their sexuality, and in a responsible way. I think it's important for all of us to individually be honest with, at the very least, ourselves, so far as it concerns our own sexual behaviors. I mean, Jesus Christ, we all don't want to talk about it, but, like, I mean, call it gooning, call it what you will, but each and every single one of us does what we must do in the circumstances that we are in life, given that we're trying to be our best sexual self, and all research also indicates, right, that, like, when you do have times of intimacy with your own self, that as a man, you decrease the likelihood that you'll develop a certain kind of prostate cancer. So, like, I don't know. Again, I don't make up the rules. I think that it's convenient that, like, my health and my body benefits from things that just are also just so much enjoyable, like, on the surface of things and in my mind. However this mind or this body or this capsule works, it's working out and I enjoy it. I'm just saying that sex is both a good thing and it can be a bad thing. In a bad way, if you are irresponsible in the way that you practice your sexual health and self, and in itself, like, nature, you don't want to be the person, like, spreading around communicable diseases, you feel me, diseases that can't be cured and stuff. Like, that's just, it's hateful. Like, it's not a good and cool thing to do. No one likes being the person on the receiving end of the phone call that, says, hey, but it happens. again, it happens. And if it does happen, if you are irresponsible in any moment or at any juncture in your life, that doesn't make you a terrible person, and you shouldn't feel bad, and you shouldn't feel so awful that you don't, seek out a remedy and way that it can be solved so that you can continue to be your best sexual self, and that you don't continue to pass along whatever disease that you got and took, a shot in the ass to get away from, or not. I'm just saying, not like I've ever been anything through that. I mean, like that, or, obviously I'm stuttering and mumbling because, yeah, I've been there, done that, and I'm just saying that, like, it's embarrassing, sure, but again, like, I think like 80% of the United States population or something has some kind of herpes. So I'm just saying, sorry, not sorry. Again, this is coming from a dude who has, again, been very comfortable and informed about my own sexual health, and so I'm just saying that, like, another example, sex can be a good thing, sex can be a bad thing, and it's just something that needs to be done with some kind of responsibility, some semblance of responsibility, some kind of owned action that demonstrates that you appreciate what's going on so much as that, like, you also don't want to abuse it. You don't want to abuse taurine so much that you get leukemia. You don't want to abuse caffeine so much that you literally die of a heart attack. You don't want to abuse sex so much that you end up taking classes with all the other local sex junkies. Or, even if, again, that does happen, it doesn't make you a bad person. And if any of those negative things happen, it's just, we need to sort of understand that collectively and as a team, we can kind of encourage one another to be their best selves when, they might not feel like being their best selves, or they don't have a reminder on how to be their best selves. A comfortable sexual relationship is so crucial in any functioning sexually, like as a part of the relationship. Like that's huge. So yeah, it's probably important to really try and educate yourself on how to both be your best sexual selves while also respecting one another's sexual, preferences and so forth. I'm just saying, there are so many, I'm looking at some things in my life right now that I just both love and hate, all at the same time. They're both good and they're bad for me. This phone, the phone that listens to me every moment and every waking hour of my entire life, I find that I both really like, because without it I couldn't make these videos, and 2025 wouldn't be just this wonderful year where I can finally just kind of entertain on a platform that was literally made to do this, all while being the second most trafficked internet website in the entire world. Shout out to YouTube, who is only losing out by, I don't know, like a mere 80 billion hits or something a month to their parent company, Google, whose parent company is Alphabet, who owns both Google and YouTube. So hey, I'm just saying that so much as that I'm antitrust, I'm also pro-efficiency. And there's a reason that Google is the way that it is now, and there's a reason that Google continues to exist in the way that it does, despite its shortcomings and despite how sometimes it can be not so good of a company. No slide on good old parent alpha company. I'm just saying that, like, it does more good than bad, at least in my opinion. And there are so many ways that Google has continued to be the very basic kind of web providing service by design, in its aesthetic and in its simple, utilized, very easy functioning service. There are so many things. Doritos, like candy, everything in life that's good is also bad for you. You feel me? I wish I could just, like, gorge on Butterfingers all day. I'm not joking. I just discovered there's a new Mountain Dew that, like, is probably the best thing that has ever entered my mouth. Like, no caps, I don't want to be all weird, don't take that a dirty way. I'm saying that, like, this new Mountain Dew is beyond good. Like, my mind, like, my mouth, my lips touched it, and it was like, it was like a really good first kiss with like a girl that you're about to be with for a hot minute, you feel me? Like it's like that. It's magical. And that's all I'm saying is that all while I just want to go back to Walmart and like literally panhandle outside for change so that I can buy more of this Mountain Dew. Jesus Christ, guys, what are they putting in the Mountain Dew? I'm just saying that that was like another good example. Again, all things in life, most things in life, weed is really there's so many that can be good for you, but it also can there's things that can destroy your life too that can be good for you. Again, people with medical cards, things like this. Alcohol, we discussed alcohol, which again is a drug just so much as that it is like caffeine or medicinal marijuana or whatever it is that adults are discussing as a responsible remedy or medication for whatever they may or may not be going through in life. And so whatever it is like in life that you do, whether or not it's just like something that happens or that you choose to do, just understand there are both good things and bad things to that, and that you gotta find a simple and healthy in the middle balance to be your best self. And that's all that I'm saying. Okay, so hey guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. We only have like 3 or so minutes with each other, when I'm like out of character, which isn't really far from who I am IRL and or off stream, but it is just something that I like to do at the end of each video. So once more, thank you so much. Seriously, every single night, like it's really cool to be in this position, having made so many videos now, which friendly reminder is close to like 1100. And they've all been improv. I think the beginning of this channel, at some point I had done a little bit of research and we had done a few extemp talks, but this improv thing is really fun. I enjoy doing it. Sometimes I get kind of frustrated because I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about, because we've really talked about everything, but there's always something to talk about, especially to somebody who doesn't know how to shut their mouth, and so it's been fun, and it always will be fun, and I just really like to thank you guys each and every single night, you feel me, just because it is that important to me, just as important as sitting here on my bed talking to y'all about nothing is. It's important. I know it doesn't seem important, and I know that my entire life is a joke, but I mean, we all need some sort of purpose, and in some small level this is the way that I feel purpose. So yeah, things are going okay. It was kind of a busy day. It really was. It's been a busy weekend, and I'm sure that tomorrow is Monday, and I know that I still have a bunch of stuff to do. I know that like I'm still trying to get a workout session tonight with my roommate, because I'm still trying to be my best physical self, which is again working out for me. Knock on wood, it's a good experience. I also need to clean my nose. For some reason, I just keep getting this like congestion, and it's really bothering me. And I had to sneeze earlier for like 2 hours, and I finally sneezed, and it was good, but now I'm stuck again. So I only have like a minute and a half to continue to talk without trying to sound completely crazy. I don't know how easy that's going to be for me. But yeah, just forgive me on the change in the tone of my voice. I just really am. It's a whole thing right now. But the show must go on. Everything's going okay. I've been kind of busy. I'm happy. I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to the future. Every day it's something new. Every day it's something that I'm just appreciative for. Like, seriously. Every single day of my life, like, I'm a happy guy so far as just being able to have an opportunity to try having a good day, on the very most simplest of foundations that I could possibly just kind of tell y'all that's how it feels, and I'm okay with that. I'm not waking up with like a baddie or nothing, you know what I mean? I mean, other than this handsome guy, but I'm just saying that like I hope that you guys have a really good night. Thank you again for watching my show. My name is Albert. This is Vlogs About Nothing. If you're not already a subscriber, smash the subscribe button. It would really help out the channel. Hit the thumbs up. And I hope that you guys have a really good night, okay? Seriously. Think about all of what we talked about tonight, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Alright, bye.